U.S. Treasuries took that.
Listen up, Rebels. Rebel Leader here, and today I want to talk about upping your financial responsibility by getting a credit card. Now, I was using a debit card for years before I finally took the plunge into getting my first credit card, and it has been life-changing. And before I was using a debit card, I was actually just using cash. And while there are a few benefits to using cash, namely that it's really untrackable and you could pull it out and hand it to somebody on the fly, I will say that the easiest way to purchase something is through a credit card. Now, there are three main reasons why you should get a credit card. The first reason, and the one that you guys are probably the most excited for, is that you can pay for your purchases at a later date. It's usually a month after your statement date ends of your credit card, so you can pay for everything for a month, and it gives you about 30 days after that statement ends that you have time to pay off your credit card debt. Now, this has plenty of benefits. Mainly, it allows you to keep organized, and it allows you to keep track of all your purchases in one place, so you can easily reference and look over your statements at the end of the month. Moreover, a lot of people get paychecks every 2 weeks or maybe every month, which allows you to make purchases earlier than you get your paycheck, and then you can pay off your credit card debt as soon as you get your paycheck. And you should pay it off as soon as possible because you don't want your credit card debt to pile up. Now, this is where financial responsibility really comes in, because you need to make your payments and not just the minimum due every month, because you guys will dig yourself into a hole. You should pay the full balance off every month, and it's just going to keep getting harder and harder the more debt you rack up. And as a general rule, I do not spend more in a month than I can pay off. I never like having my credit card statement balance being higher than one of my bi-weekly paychecks. I'm also gonna lump this extra bonus into this first reason of paying later, and it's that a lot of these credit cards, they have an introductory offer of 0% APR for the first 12 months on balance transfers. And this is huge because you can take any existing debt that you have, and maybe another credit card company is about 20 or 30% APR. Well, you can transfer that balance over to a new credit card and have it be 0% and give yourself another 12 months to pay it off. Now, the second reason is that you can easily dispute any transaction on your credit card. This is simply overlooked by a lot of people, and it was very frustrating with my debit card that it charged it immediately and there was no way to get that money back, especially of subscription purchases that I did not want anymore, or random charges to my card that I don't even know how they got my information, and there was no way to put it back easily. And then you'd have to call these merchants and vendors and try to get your money back. Well, no more. Those days are done. You can easily go in your credit card app and just press the dispute button. The credit card company will immediately stop the charge, refund it to your account, and then they will separately go to the merchant or vendor and explain to them why they stopped that payment. It is that simple, and they'll deal with that themselves, and you don't have to worry about it. Now, the third reason you should get a credit card is because you want to build credit. And building credit is very important over time so you can get the best interest rates possible, whether that's you're going to buy a house, car, or you want to even get a better credit card which has better offers, better bonuses, and even used for travel and things like that. In general, you want good credit because if you're getting any type of loan, and most people do get loans over their lifetime because it's really just a convenient and smart thing to do when you're financing any types of business or in your personal life, people who are giving you those loans are going to look at your credit to see your credit worthiness, and they're going to want to see that you were able to make payments on time, that you were financially responsible, and that there is some history that you can pay for what you need to pay for. And if this is your first time getting a credit card, I would highly recommend the Discover It card or the Citi Double Cash card. Now, these are two very great cards. I personally use the Citi Double Cash for everything mostly because you get 2% cash back on all purchases, and it's simply put, you're getting a 2% discount on every single item that you buy, and trust me, that adds up over time. I probably had hundreds of dollars in rewards already, and both of these cards have $0 annual fees. And you don't need a good credit score to get these cards. These are known as the beginner credit cards. The last thing I will say, and I just want to remind you guys, is that this is a big step in your financial responsibility path, but it can also be a major pitfall, and you really just have to learn for yourselves what works and what doesn't. But do not rack up credit card debt. In general, you should not rack up any kind of debt as much as you can throughout your life, but people often get burdened by credit card debt because it's so accessible and it's so easy to keep swiping. Again, as a general rule, your monthly statement balance of your credit card should not be more than one of your weekly paychecks. And by that, of course, that just generally entails your personal expenditures. You're not paying your rent, you're not paying for anything major on a credit card. So make sure you do your best to keep it as a minimum as possible. Last tip here is to make sure you set auto pay for your minimum statement balance every single month, your statement ending date. Otherwise, it will negatively affect your credit score, and that stays on your credit report for forever. All right, stay frosty, rebels. Rebel leader, over and out.